I want to make sure I come today. So maybe today is a day that we'll get more people than I anticipated because it's the weekend, because it's a long Labor Day thing. Just saying. We're on YouTube, and there we are. We are live on YouTube. So let me just say really quick for the record. Hello, everybody. It is the virtual Pipe Club meeting for Saturday, September 6th, 5th. One of those days with a single digit. It's the 5th. So Saturday, September 5th, the beginning of the long Labor Day weekend for those in the US. I just want to say welcome to everybody watching us over there on YouTube. As every week I say, you are just as important as the people who are in the Zoom room. Zoom room guys, you know you're a little bit cooler, right? So anyway, having said that, to the people on YouTube, welcome. And I keep watching your comments, your questions, your input into the conversation of the group there. So just know that you can type in stuff all the time, and I'll try to monitor that and get you in. Guys who are there on in my Zoom room, have you done your update to the Zoom app lately? If you have not lately, I would recommend that you go do an update. Not right now because it'll kick you out, and then after the class. But Zoom's had updates like all week long, and they keep getting cooler and cooler and cooler. One of the things that you can now do is actually rearrange the jigsaw puzzle of all of the images in the Zoom room here. So by mousing over one camera image and then left clicking on it and dragging it, you can reposition them. So you can put yourself up at the top or in the middle.
Is it also on the mobile devices or only on the PC and Mac?
That I do not know. That's a great question. Because they are a bit different in configuration here. So
normally the Apple app will send you a notice there's an update normally. I don't know if that's the case with Zoom, but on the other apps it does.
They've been doing so many lately. It's like, you'd be like, okay, I get it. Another update. But yeah, I because I use this so much for work and whatnot, I try to check all the time. And I had just done an update yesterday, and just for the hell of it, I did another update, or I did a check this morning. I was like, yes, there's another update. So anyway, enough about that. Stuff to play around with. So as always, I am not the boss of the meeting. Just sometimes try to keep things moving along, so to speak. One of the continuing themes that we had from last week was about, tech talk. We were calling it pipe maintenance, pipe repair kind of thing. David even thought he was going to check with his buddy and see if he was available to come and talk about his restoration basement and whatever other scary things he has in the basement. I don't know. But David, is your buddy going to be able to join us today?
No, we were actually smoking this morning, and I told him that since it's the Labor weekend, he already had plans to leave. But if you need him for the next week, I can tell him ahead of time.
Cool, that'd be great. I just thought I would check, because I had another thought just to throw out there, and that is like, I'd love to hear everybody tell a story about, here we are, holiday, a little extra time to chill with our pipes, right? And so a theme would be, using a part, like how do you get away from it all, go to the smoking den and smoke a pipe on a holiday, on a special day, on a long weekend, on a holiday weekend, day off from work, and you go, honey, if you have a honey, say that too. Say, honey, I'm going to the garage. don't bother me for an hour. I'll be back. You know, and what's that's like. So if you know, I thought you guys surely have some stories about that. Thought maybe we throw that out today, and maybe over there on YouTube, those who want to throw in their stories as well. I'll read them into the record. We got a bunch of guys. Here's Phil. Is Phil here today? Let me scan the group here. Phil doesn't look like in right now, but over there on YouTube, we have several guys from Scotland. Akia Hunter from Scotland, Alan Lagan from Scotland. And then there's David Holm from Detroit. So a further province of Scotland, as I understand it. So anyway, that's my thought. What do you guys think? Is that interesting?
Phil posted some really nice videos and pictures of some scenes in Scotland on Facebook. Really nice.
I saw the one.
Yeah.
So green.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Really gorgeous, right? How many of you guys, I'm just curious, whenever you see any kind of beautiful picture, could be from anybody, you go, God, that reminds me of where I grew up. Like it, no? Because every time I see Scotland, I think of, that reminds me of where I grew up in Oregon. I grew up in, are similar.
Yeah, Oregon is exactly like that. You see the big green cliffs, amazing houses on the coast, everything kind of quiet. I went to college in Oregon, so I know all that well.
Oh yeah.
Where'd
you go, David?
I went to Eugene, University of Oregon. But I was skateboarding every weekend, going places south. I went to the coast surfing all the time, snowboarding all year long. Willamette Pass, Bend. I used to go to Bend all the time because I have friends who lives there. Oregon had it all.
Yeah, I gotta give you props for surfing in Oregon, dude.
Well, first time I went, I was like, I'm a tough man. I don't need anything. I just get my trunks. I went all the way and I screamed like I got like for a couple seconds, like I couldn't breathe. Then I said, okay, let me get the whole thing.
Because the current basically is from Alaska, right? So that's the temperature of the water. Whew. No, Oregon is God's country, for sure there. Did you smoke a pipe in Oregon when you were going to school there, David?
Actually, I was smoking way before going to college. So I started when I was 18 and I went to college. I started to 1 degree to be a dentist. I finished it. I practiced for a couple of years and that was not the thing I like it. And then I went back to college in my 21 to 24, 25. That's when I went to Oregon.
You were already smoking a pipe then?
Yeah, I started when I was 18 and we used to go there all the time. And I actually started in the States. When I graduated high school, my kind of present from my parents, it was coming to the Brown University and kind of to improve my English, of course. And that summer, my roommate from Korea, I think I told you this story. He put like a lot of stuff from Korea on my desk, and it's like, man, I have to give this guy something in return. And he used to smoke like a chimney, all cigarettes. So I went to the tobacco shop, the typical American one with a beautiful Native American on top and everything. So I bought 2 basket pipes, one for him, one for myself. And the guy, with somebody who didn't know how to smoke a bowl, he gave me capstan. It's like, who gives you a flake to start with, right? So I tried a couple of times. I just stamp it. I did it like nobody told me you had to do it around the first scratch and then tamp it. And then, no. I was like, okay, this is not going. It was like so hot. And then I ended up giving him the pipe. So I kind of quit for about a month. And then when I came back home, I found my dad used to have 3 Petersons in the cabinets. And I said, hey, Dad, can I borrow those? And that's when I started. So I never stopped since then. That was 94.
What a nice dad. Can I borrow your Petersons?
He just did it in college for a couple of years and got them in the drawers for, I don't know, probably 10 years, never used.
Wow.
So
That's like parking your Tesla in the garage, you know, and going, hey, Dad, can I borrow your Tesla?
yeah, sure.
It's a shame that they started you with the capstan. I mean, they should have started you with something that wasn't a flake and something that was going to work well. So your intro with the pipe smoking was a little more, you know, enjoyable, not stressful.
Mhm. Like probably if my dad didn't have those pipes, I probably won't be here today.
Well, that's a really interesting.
And that poses a good question, David. How many pipers would we have in our community if they had, or how many have bowed out because they started out not really doing their homework and researching all the issues around pipe smoking and had a bad experience and quit and didn't go back? I mean, I bet you there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they don't know what they're missing.
Let's talk about the bad experiences.
Mm.
Because I'm kind of like David. When I started back in the 70s, when I was going to college, actually, also, I told the story before how I purely on the basis of the Borkum Riff commercial, where there's this beautiful Swedish woman in the room lighting your pipe for you, and I'm like, okay, well that rocks, you know. And then you know it didn't happen, so I stopped smoking, and I couldn't figure it out either. You know, so that was my putting it aside, and then I've been, you know, an anti-smoker for a long time. It's just as I'm in the health field and stuff, like, don't kill yourself. No. But pipe smoking is different. So picking it up again, I've had a whole new experience. But like that was the thing. Like it was a disappointment, right, Shep? I just was. This isn't what I thought it would be. I thought I was going to be immediately smarter and better looking.
Did you ever get a slap in the face by your partner trying to do the Borkum Reef thing?
I think that's a story I'll save for another day. one where we're not live streaming to YouTube.
Okay.
I do remember that when I grew up in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and you know, this wasn't exactly the mecca for pipe shops or anything, and you know, started with a yellow bowl pipe I found up in my attic, and I started off with some apple tobacco, which didn't go well. It was really impossible. I didn't know how to light the thing, and this is when I'm like 14. But the whole Borkum Riff thing, I remember me and my friends would smoke pipes, and we would smoke, you know, Prince Albert and whatever was available in the drugstore. And when Borkum Riff arrived on the shelf, we thought, well, this looks different from the other little pouches, and this is going to be really good. And it turned out to be really not so great. So yeah, it's not the best intro into pipes.
Maybe the topic we can do is like everybody explaining how they started.
It's a great idea. Yeah, Bud, tell us your story there.
Say for me? Yeah. I when I turned 60, I never smoked cigarettes my whole life. And I was kind of like, you know, I kind of followed the straight and narrow pretty much all my time. And I got to that point and I said, well, how many years do I have left? Let's go do something that's a little on the edge, you know, kind of thing. And it turned out pipe smoking was the thing I went for. And bought a pipe. And the idea of a pipe, I think, came from watching a Dagner's video that happened to fall into my stream for some reason. And I said, well, that looks pretty cool. And then I remember my dad smoked a pipe briefly and my uncle smoked a pipe. So that kind of got me started right there. You know, I bought a whole bunch of tobacco, a whole bunch of pipes. It's about 6 years later, I'm still doing it. One of the things I was going to mention too is I heard something really interesting yesterday was a suggestion for a new pipe smoker would be to buy the Amphora sampler, which has Virginia, English, Kentucky, has an aromatic. So it has a little bit of everything, like 5 different things that are all different kind of deals, so that they can kind of get a sample of a little bit of everything.
That's a brilliant idea.
That's a great idea.
Way to start. So.
Listen, I'm going to do,
That's-
you have inspired me, sir. I'm going to do a YouTube on that one and make that as a suggestion to when, like how many guys have seen, like when you're on Facebook or whatever, a post by somebody says, hey guys, new pipe smoker here. What should I buy? What's your recommendation? And then there's 193 different suggestions, each one telling him something absolutely opposite. But that'd be cool. That's a great idea.
Well, I've been a
All
pipe
the time.
smoker for over 25 years. When some new pipe smokers ask me what should they start with, I basically tell them to do what I did myself. Try different things. I better don't buy it, but like get together with other pipe smokers in a pipe club or something. Try different tobaccos, try Virginias, try Virginia Perique, try English, try aromatics. And after trying each one a few times, you decide what's right for you and what is not.
And another good thing to what Dimitri said is like, luckily in the States, you can buy by an ounce. You don't have to buy pouches and spend a lot of money like in Europe. So it's exactly that. Buy maybe an ounce or two of each. And if you don't like aromatics after 3 bowls, give it to somebody or go to a club.
Yeah, also when I hang out with the new pipe smokers, when I meet them in person, I usually offer them some of my tobaccos because if I'm going somewhere, I usually have my bag with me where I have like 3 or 4 pipes at all time and like 3 or 4 different tobaccos. So I always offer them some of my tobaccos to try.
I would say in hindsight, as when I took up pipe smoking again, that don't buy tobacco on the basis of the tin note. That, I would go to a tobacco store and I would, look through all of their bulk tobacco and, open up the glass jars and take a big whiff. And I said, oh my God, this smells so wonderful. This must taste fantastic. And you get a good room note sometimes out of those aromatics, but they taste nothing like what they smell like, typically. So,
Yeah,
also-
usually if they, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
no,
Well, I was just gonna say, I started out pretty much like Reed Bender Bud there. I had never smoked cigarettes, and so, but I did to get smoking cigars quite a bit with my rider buddies and all that over the years. And then a friend came to our club meeting one time and had a pipe. I said, well, that's interesting. And so I ended up just wild hair going get me. I went to my local tobacconist, which if you're lucky enough to have a nice tobacco shop, that's really an asset. If you have somebody there that actually you can talk to about bounce things off of. And he kind of helped me understand there's a difference in what you smoke and how you smoke it. And he said, the first thing you do is don't smoke a pipe like you do a cigar. And that helped me a lot right there. And then I started trying all different kinds of tobaccos to figure out what I really liked. And I really didn't listen to anybody else's opinion on that. I listened to what they thought about tobacco, but I decided I was going to smoke something and decide for myself, is this what I like or not? And then I started spreading out. So.
And Chip, how long has that been? How long have you? Oh.
About 7 years now. And one thing I did learn is that haunted bookshop makes me spin in my chair. So I think it's because I've never smoked cigarettes, so I've never inhaled, so to speak, and so I'm had to adjust to having a more heavier nicotine in tobacco, and so I probably go for more of the medium strength tobaccos. That's probably what I enjoy most.
It all started because a loved one gave me a pipe. That's my case. My wife gave me my first olive wood pipe. She kind of did her homework, and it ended up actually being a really great pipe. And from there, this was 3 months ago. I've never been a smoker, and now I own like 20 pipes for the rotation. And
Right.
I'm buying tobacco all the time, different flavors. I don't like having the same tobacco every time, every evening. I like to switch it up all the time. So now I have like 20 or 30 tins too. So I'm obsessed, but it's just enjoy it that much.
So many things that when you start smoking a pipe, that not only all the aromas and flavors and everything, but then, not for nothing, like Chef says, you'll find some that make you spin around in your chair. And that whole like chemical reaction that you get there, like, woo! The closest thing I ever had was being on Six Flags or something.
There's a member of my pipe club who looks forward to that kind of experience and seeks it out. He goes, yeah, I'm looking for something to knock me on my butt.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I have, for
I
instance,
can
like
blend
that.
something special for him. Yeah, I can blend for him something like Nicotiana rustica, dark burley, and Perique. That will knock him out.
Yeah, he likes all the ropes and the Peterson's Irish Flake, and then all those ones that are really heavy in the nicotine. He just loves them.
Yeah.
I can even try do like undo your aging for that, and that will be like real nicotine bomb.
Like probably all your crayons with rustica and perhaps Irish Flake. Combine all these three and put it together with half pound of Perique, and you will enjoy it.
He's got a 1792 Flake. Is that a spin around in your chair there, Dave?
I started when I was 15, and I think the thing that got me started on pipe smoking was a Sherlock Holmes movie. Just the guy really looked neat with the pipe. It looked like a neat thing to be doing. My parents didn't think so, but
Sherlock Holmes peer pressured you into smoking.
I guess it
It's
was.
elementary, my dear Watson.
I guess it was. I just thought it was really cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
And
David,
you can
David,
tell
to
him.
your comment about the aromatics not really tasting like they smell, I think that autumn evening was pretty close.
Yeah, but it's notable because of the fact that it's an exception, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's not universal rule, but a lot of times, if tobacco smells like candy, it tastes like burning garbage. And if tobacco smells like something rotten, it tastes absolutely delicious.
Dimitri, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's so counterintuitive when you're brand new. You walk in the tobacco shop and you open up something that's like pure English, and you go, "Oh my God, I'll never smoke this. This has got to taste like crap," when in fact it's the most delicious. You just don't know what Takia smells like.
And Bagpiper's Dream is also one that tastes pretty close to how it smells, and it's kind of a Virginia forward aromatic, but it just seems to me it does taste like it smells. One other thing I'll offer, just I don't know if anybody have experienced this, but the other thing that Rich was a really nice icing on the cake, because my wife actually used to just groan every time I'd walk back in from smoking a cigar, but she never complains about the pipe.
Yeah.
So that's just an icing on the cake. It's kind of a nice thing. She doesn't really mind it much.
I was grilling one time outside, and the charcoal smell got into the house. My wife said, "Oh, that smells good. What are you doing?" I said, "You like the smell of that, and you don't want to smell autumn evening or any of these other air." Oh my God. I said, "Okay, I guess I can smoke charcoal in the house." Couldn't believe it.
Better light up a good Balkan, and then just tell her it's the barbecue.
Yeah. I've tried it.
Absolutely.
Now let's just define what a Balkan is. What's fun about this?
Dimitri on an attempt to define that one. I really have to say, Dimitri, I know that there's all y'all have much more experience, and David's got depth of knowledge. I often defer to Dimitri on some of the esoterica of things of
Oh yeah.
tobacco, stuff like that, because
I have, Dimitri, I haven't been able to get my hand on any Brighton. They're English. I think it exists, but I just haven't ever been able to get any. I was always wondering how. I know it might be a light. I don't know how light or medium it is, but you ever smoked that?
If you guys need help on that, we have 2 tobacco shops here in Louisville, and both of them always bring esotericas. If you guys are interested, one of them sometimes, the other one most of the time. But the guy is a little bit an ass, and he just overpriced everything. And now with the virus, he pretty much increased $15 per tin.
Wouldn't doubt it.
They're about $35 for a tin of 50 grams. And the other ones used to be, first time I bought Pensans about $40 after taxes. Now he got a 75, 80, 85 for the whole bag.
Well, even in New York, you cannot find anything that expensive.
Again, if anybody's interested, just shoot me an email or a text or something, and I can. They normally bring Margate all the time, and So to Bed, Dunbar, Dorchester, and Tilbury. Those ones are all the time.
Yeah.
And then Penzance maybe once every million of years, and Stonehaven. It's there too.
Those are the only 2 I haven't been able to get: Stonehaven and Brighton. I've actually have some of the others.
when David, maybe we should connect with you on trying to stay updated on that. Oliver's been fantastic in putting out some notices when certain tobaccos come into stock or go on sale. And if you're a shameless plug for the Virtual Pipe Club over there on YouTube, if you haven't gone to the Facebook page and joined in the Facebook page for Virtual Pipe Club, this is the reason why, is because then, you know, we try to do cool things like notify you when we see specials or see, you know, oh my God, there is a shipment of Penzance. Colt Blood Red Moon. I couldn't get that out. And whatever else like that. So David, maybe we should enlist your help in keeping an eye on that, since you've got a couple of those shops.
Sure. I mean, shoot me a private one and I can help anybody. We can do PayPal and I can send it to you guys.
I love that.
He sometimes, well, he has Balkan Sobrani all the time as well. And then your mains, every now and then, you may get a tin or two here and there. And
that's what this is all about. And trust me, if we had an actual pipe club where we could all sit and meet, and, you know, on that lovely day in the future where we're all going to meet at one of the conferences, one of the, you know, wearing our pipe club shirts, we'll bring a ton of tobacco we can all share. We'll just we'll heap it on the table and everybody can take away some samplers and fill up the pipe.
By the way, David, are those shirts? Do you still have those shirts?
Slipper.
Do you still have those shirts, by the way? I was admiring your shirt.
Oh, brother, this is just for fun. I don't sell these things. I went to, I'll tell you where I went. I went to TeePublic and just uploaded the design, and y'all can go there and get one if you want to. I'm trying to work on a better one. So if you want to just wait a little bit, I'll have some else. But I'm not selling them, and you can buy them on your own or at all. Of course, it won't say founding member.
No. Hey, member is fine with me. You have to work too hard.
Just put a cross on the founding part and you're good to go.
Yeah, just fake it, you know. I'm gonna defer my founding member status to Oliver so that I don't have to work so hard.
All right.
Oh, by the way, what is with the trading post? You guys saw the new post on Facebook? What
Yeah.
you guys thinking of? What you guys thinking about it? Is it a good thing?
Why don't you talk about it a little bit, Oliver? Let me get you pinned here. For the sake of the people who haven't looked at it, or the guys over there on YouTube.
So yeah, I created a permanent announcement, and I call it, we call it the trading post. So every club member can post some tobaccos or some pipes or whatever for sale or for trading, and that's pretty much it. But it's only for pipe smoking things, so not a car or some clothes or whatever, beard bond. So only for pipe related things, and let's see how it works. That's it, pretty much. And it's a permanent announcement, so everything should be in this particular post.
Thank you for doing that, Oliver.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
A very really nice project.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Want another story about getting started on the pipe?
Yeah, man.
I think my first experience with a pipe, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, with a neighborhood friend of mine swiped his dad's pipe. Didn't have any tobacco to go with it, so we tried everything from wood shavings to dried tree leaves and anything else we could stuff in there. It was pretty awful.
Did the oregano?
But I kind of grew up seeing my great uncle and uncles smoking pipes, and learned later in life that my dad smoked a pipe during college. I just thought it was fascinating. My mother was rather straight-laced and didn't think there was anything good about smoking of any kind. So I waited until after she passed away before I picked up the pipe. But I've been smoking for 20 years now and really enjoyed it.
Do you still have some of your dad's?
No, I have no idea whatever became of his pipe or pipes. And I asked him before he passed away a few years ago, and he had no idea either whatever became of them. So yeah, my wife says my mother probably pitched them at one time or another. So I have no idea what he had in the way of pipes or how many or anything else.
I think I've finally gotten through to my wife and my daughters not to pitch these, but they're their inheritance. Sell them after I'm gone, but for God's sake, don't just throw them away or give them away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I told my daughter. She knows where my tobacco collection is. I have like over 90 tins of only McClelland, not counting the others. So I have 100-something tins of tobacco. I told her that's your inheritance. And she knows if anything happens to me, she can always go to New York Pipe Club and guys will help her to sell it.
That is, yeah. It took me a while because they're like, Dad, we're gonna just shovel it all into all this smelly stuff. And I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, there's always the scary story of, the guy who passes away and his widow gets so mad because she thinks it's the pipes that caused him to die, and she throws them all in the fire pit or something. They all those, yeah, I threw them all away, all those pipes, they all had those little white dots on them. Damn pipes.
Do they like, when we met before coming here, we always meet on Saturdays. And there's Jim fix and refurbish pipes for everybody all over the state. So there's a lot of like people whose husbands or kids or something came to the tobacco shop and tell them, hey, this guy's refurbishing pipes. He may buy those from you. Today he bought a big box of probably like 150 pipes from a guy who passed away, and he got 9 dunghills there.
Wow.
And another, again, million Como, charlatans, you name it. And he only pays $500. I'm like, you should give the lady another 500. Don't be miserable. Like, see the servant. Because if we want any of these downhills, he's gonna charge us 150 for each. I said, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
Now we know the price.
Hey,
Yeah, well, when
bro.
our good friend, member of New York Pipe Club, Dan Silverstone, passed away a couple of years ago, his widow actually was smart enough to come to us, to New York Pipe Club, and well, it was mostly Lou and Pete, two our members. One of them, Lou, is the president of New York Pipe Club. They actually helped her, sold all his pipes at the pipe shows at Kay Woody, at New York Pipe Show, at Chicago, and they do some amazing pipes. And they made sure they sold it at fair price, and all proceeds went to her. Actually, I bought one of Dan's pipes.
Yeah, that was nice.
I mean, he bought the whole box for 500. Okay, there's probably 100 pipes that are not worth. They're like imported briar or something like that, or other ones that the shank is broken or the lip is completely chewed. So there is many that are not worth a dime. But if you have maybe 20, 30 good pipes there, and you can make 1,500, that's worth it.
Yep.
Don't you have to smoke all of them at least once before you sell them though?
No, not this time. He keeps some for himself, but he will sell maybe 6 or 7 and keep 2 or 3. So he makes everything worth.
Tim, I would just call that a quality control check, wouldn't you?
That's what I thought.
You know, I don't want to put anything out for sale that we haven't tested to the best of our ability.
He does really well refurbishing all the pipes and cleaning them all.
So we still have more stories I think I want to collect from our holiday experiences with our pipes. Christmas is a big one, right? So, so Bud, as an example, I'm sure no one's ever told you before that you look like Santa Claus, ever, have they?
They have told me that. Yes.
They have told you.
And my beard's only a year old, not even a year old. So
I was actually going to go.
first thing they said, "Oh, Santa Claus." Like, okay.
I just brought it up because we're talking about holidays, but I was actually going to
Yeah,
go.
by the way, you probably all know that image of Santa Claus, as we know now, was created in New York City by German immigrant Thomas Nast. He was a caricature artist for Harper Illustrated. And first time image of Santa appeared in Harper Illustrated in 1863, Santa bringing gifts to Union soldiers. And also one of the Santa's images by Thomas Nast was on that top circle insert of McClellan Christmas cheers pipes.
Oh, he did those.
Yes.
I was wondering how you're going to tie that all together, and beautifully done, Dimitri. Beautifully done.
I used to work at a hospital where we had large Carrier brand chillers in the maintenance plant. And the service guy who came to work on those, his name was Mike. Can't remember his last name, but he was actually hired by Hallmark Cards to do photos for. He looked so much like your quintessential Santa that it was, his shirt said Mike on one side and Santa on the other. It was amazing.
I was going to go another direction in picking on Bud and saying not Santa, but Bud is living proof that you could start being a hipster at any age. He's got it going on. Picked up the pipe, with the beard, very stylish, chilling in the garden with all that beautiful, plants and whatnot back there. Well
Of course,
done.
it's 95 degrees out here today.
Oh,
It is sweltering here, SoCal.
David, I think that there's going to be a lot more hipsters after this COVID is over.
Because we're all going to be growing our beards.
99 here.
Wow. No, it's
I hate to brag, but I'm in my garage and it's 7.
he get froze for real.
Yeah, he got so cold the power went out.
had a bit of a burst there from his AC there.
Oh, no AC. We just got lucky this weekend for the first time in a month. It's been 90 all the other times, so I'll take it.
It's been
88 on my back deck right now, and that's a cold front.
I'm in Arkansas too.
Did I mention I'm from Pennsylvania? So 90 is like extreme. So I'll take 72.
Yeah, here in New York, it's beautiful. It's like 80 something, about 84, 86 right now. Very pleasant, low humidity, absolutely beautiful day.
78 here, and this morning it was like 69 when I went to meet these guys at 10:30. Little bit of breeze. Finally, the humidity is gone. And 5 days ago, it was like 92.
Wow. So we got all the heat and humidity from the south over here on the West Coast. Just want to share some things that happen over there on YouTube. So Jeremy says, back to our conversation about old pipes and inheritances and whatnot. Jeremy says, I've got all my uncle's old pipes. He pretty much smoked them into the ground. Several of them have so much cake build up in them, you can barely put your little finger inside the bowl. So yeah, that's that.
All right.
Yeah, we got somebody who's dedicated.
There you go.
Like some of the pipes I tell you from the box this morning, they were so nasty that like he got gulp even here. It's like, do you use pipe cleaners, buddy?
What's a pipe cleaner?
I was spoken with a buddy the other night that he had a friend that he let his cake build so much in his pipes he had to pack them with a knitting needle. And that's the way he liked them.
I'm trying not to judge. So I'm in just a place of curiosity. Like, anybody else let their cake build up that much?
I got too many pipes.
Well,
If I smoke them all every day, they wouldn't build up. Then I give them cleaning about every 3 months.
Yeah, so you do like, maintenance them.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so that's different than just I smoke a lot. 'Cause I smoke a lot, but I also take care of them. It's like, I wonder sometimes, it's like, who is it just said, David said, you know what a pipe cleaner is?
Yeah, I got a little over 100, and it took me about a week to clean them all. I did a wholesale cleaning. It took me about a week. I did about a dozen a day till I got them all done. Now they're all like brand new. Just salt
For
me
me,
up, all I use.
for me, it's like, even if you rotate those, there is no way to build cake. I don't know how to build cake more than like this much.
Yeah, mine never get really built up either.
Yeah.
But they do get gunky. I get lazy and I set them down and forget I know which ones they are too. Because when I go to clean them, I have to use 2 or 3 pipe cleaners on each pipe. On the ones I can tell which ones I've really smoked a lot.
Is it possible that that's also like they've been smoking way too much Captain Black and Sir Walter Raleigh over the years?
Not me.
Never heard of those blends. What are those blends about? Speaking of that, we have a guy from the Old Pipe Club. He's about 82. He had to stop smoking about 5-7 years because he had a heart attack. And sometimes he calls us and say, "Hey, I have this, I have that." Last weekend, I brought one of the pipe guys from the club because he smokes all over the counter. He likes these ones.
Hey,
He
Jay,
got
shut
like
up.
17
Shut up.
big ones like this, like the old ones. I don't know, 20 ounces, whatever. No, not 20, but maybe 10, 12 ounces. Big ones from the 70s and 80s. And he just paid $51 for that. It's like, wow. He probably has 200 ounces of tobacco or something like that now.
Does anybody have one of those ROP pipes that look like a tree branch?
I do. Yep.
That'll hold like 3 ounces of tobacco or something, or at least three
Yeah.
bowls full normal.
By the way, I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Brock himself. He's actually a very interesting man from Poland, a great pipe maker. I met him at Nut Sherman about a year ago. I had a great conversation with him. And yes, he brought some of his pipes, very interesting pipes. Some of them are like classic shades, but some absolutely unique. You cannot even describe them. It's not even freehand. It's something like totally unique.
Yeah, this one was made with a hand axe, I'm pretty sure. Just
Well, the ones I've seen, I mean, you're literally as big as your fist. You know what I mean? They're just huge. Steven probably has one like that. So.
I've got it's called the Big Gene. It's like your fist.
Boswell makes a lot of big pipes.
We were talking that you could use it as a personal weapon in your house, you know, and you say, "Hey, I was smoking my pipe and he broke in and I hit him over the head with it and killed him," you know. So,
one of the first months that we met, Tim, Heineck, and myself, we made a trade for the one that he's smoking now. I know I saw it before this one. You can compare. This is a group 3.
Wow.
It's called the branch.
yeah.
It's like perfect for teachers to old-fashioned way hit the kids if they're talking in class.
Or nuns. Nuns could use it.
This is one of my favorites right here.
Yeah, in old days when smoking teachers used to smoke in a classroom.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. Yep.
You go to your doctor's office and he's got a rack of pipes sitting there and he's puffing away. Even my dentist smokes a pipe. I don't know if I told you that story. My old dentist used to always give me hell about my yellow teeth and say, "When are you going to quit smoking a pipe?" I said, "When I die." And then I go to my new dentist and it ends up he smokes a pipe.
Yeah, well, we have honorary member of New York Pipe Club, a wonderful lady. She's from Japan. She's a cardiology nurse at the Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. Her father is a doctor, pediatrician, and he's a pipe smoker. And she's now in process of making documentary about her father. So in his office, in his doctor's office in Japan, he has a pipe rack on the wall.
Those were the good old days, I tell you.
I
had a
remember at
doctor
least
who
3.
smoked a pipe, but no tobacco. He always had a pipe in his mouth, but he never put tobacco in it.
I remember at least 3 of my high school teachers having a pipe in their mouth while they were teaching.
Yeah, some of my high school teachers were cigarette smokers. They didn't smoke in the classroom, but in the office, they would smoke all the time.
When you walk by the teacher's lounge, you could smell it. You could smell the cigarette smoke coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like my history teacher and my physics teacher, they were good friends. We were playing chess together all the time, and the history teacher was smoking like chimney. So when he's not in the class, he was in the physics lab with my physics teacher playing chess, and he was smoking nonstop.
My high school actually had a smoking area. They didn't outlaw smoking at school, but you had to go out. We had a little side yard, and you called it the trees. That's where everybody would go to smoke. They go out to the trees to smoke.
since y'all are talking about doctors and whatnot, my dad told me a funny story. Well, it's not. It's funny now, but he was in a terrible car, and he was in a small Beetle, and this car just T-boned him badly, and his head actually hit somehow. The steering wheel split open right here on the forehead, and he wakes up. He looks at the doctor, and the doctor's smoking a pipe while he's tending to it. He's like, "You're gonna be okay."
By the way,
Went to a party.
watching this
that,
channel, we're not in any way advocating that you run out and start smoking. Just want to say.
I did go to a party that a friend of mine, a nurse, threw, and I noticed that the group kind of got small. And I looked around, and over in the far corner of the yard, all the nurses were gathered smoking. So, which I concluded with a large number of nurses smoke, and one had a pipe. So I actually went over and joined them for a while.
Gentlemen, before I forget, I want to make a couple of small announcements. Well, at first, if you happen to be in New York City within next like 2-3 weeks, Nat Sherman is still open. Its last day will be September 25th, and they have 50% sale on everything: cigars, pipes, accessories, humidors, everything. Also, couple of days ago, I was hanging out online with Rafael Nodal, cigar maker. His brand is Aging Room. He's also blending some Romeo Julieta, Ache Upman, Monte Cristo. So now his son, Rafael Alejandro, is general manager at Casa de Monte Cristo in New York City on 2nd Avenue, former Cigar Inn. And another exciting news, the Merchants, which closed its cigar lounge years ago, is planning to reopen it. I don't know when, probably next year, but they do have plans to reopen. So if you happen to be in New York City, keep it in mind.
I am trying to find out right now if Nat Sherman has a website that is talking about that.
No, actually, their official website was shut down after Altria bought them in 2017.
That's a
Yeah, but if you are in New York City by any chance within next like 3 weeks, you still have chance to go there. Everything 50% off. I'm stocking up on Nat Sherman cigars now. I already have few boxes and planning to buy some more.
Dimitri, do you know the backstory on why they decided to shut down?
Well, I think it was Altria's choice. Well, Altria was never into cigars or premium tobacco or pipes. They bought Nat Sherman for one simple reason: to have ownership of Nat Sherman cigarettes. And they keep in cigarettes. Nat Sherman cigarettes will still be produced under Altria, Philip Morris. But they just decided they don't want to deal with anything else, because it's even for pipe and cigar smokers, it seems to be a huge industry, but compared to cigarettes, it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. So they just don't want to bother with it. It's too much work and not too much money in it. That's why they decided to close it. Even though now sales at Nat Sherman are going up. During the pandemic, sales went up.
Yeah, I think that short-sighted.
Yeah.
That's the same thing my guy from the Esotericas did. They went from about $25 to 35 for the Esotericas and Germains right away.
I think I have the pipe that Bud was talking about or was thinking about when he was talking about, you know, large pipes, large bowls. How's this?
There you go.
Jiminy.
That's it.
That's huge.
That's it.
It's literally as long as my arm.
That's good as I was say. Trying to tamp that, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
almost as big as my head.
Somebody
a
quick,
good
take
3 or 4 hour smoke.
I can't even touch the bottom. It's my longest finger won't reach the bottom.
At least you have your wife to light it and tamp it for you.
That's right. You need a
You
friend.
need an assistant.
Borkum Riff always comes back to haunt you. It is,
Yeah, you just fold the package and stuff it down in there.
Put the whole tin in.
This is a big boy. You could use this as a putter or a personal weapon.
yeah. So, okay.
Yeah,
So,
well, actually, I kind of wondering how would it feel to smoke like real Turkish chibuk, which has like stem like a couple of yards or a couple of meters long. So a ball is actually sitting on the ground, but who is going to light it for me?
you have to get up and run down to the end. And then Glenn, the question is, where did you get that bad boy?
I actually got this in Lucerne, Switzerland.
Are you sure it's not one of those pipes that they blow in the Alps there?
No, it might be, it could be, but it's actually drilled. The whole thing is drilled out, and it's actually pretty well done.
The Alp horns are actually quite a bit bigger, but
Yeah.
I'm from
Even bigger
Switzerland,
yet.
so
we have 2 Olivers now. Oliver number 2, welcome.
thank you.
It'd be
I'll
like
put my last
smoking
name on from now
tobacco.
on.
That'd be like smoking tobacco in a tuba.
Mhm.
Hey, David, there's a tobaccobusiness.com as a newsletter, and they had an article about the Nate Sherman. And I put the link into the chat window. So if anybody wants to read it, basically said the same thing Dimitri just said about it just wasn't a big enough business for them, and what they really wanted was the cigarette side. It's also, they put out a newsletter, you just sign up for it, and you get kind of tobacco business related features, you know what I mean, every week or so. Talks a lot about the cigars mainly, and just the industry, and also some of the legislation that goes on. A good read. But there, anyway, that particular article I just put in, if anybody wants to read it.
Awesome, thank you. I just posted it over there on, in fact, I'm going to post it on our Facebook also. But, I love about you guys. Patrick Grant is here, finally. Patrick, thank you for joining us. I hope we didn't interrupt anything else important that you had going on today.
Likewise. Actually, I'm smoking my new Peterson 2020 pipe of the year, number 25 of 400. That's a rusticated version.
I love that pipe. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, this is the one that has the P-lip as well.
That's a beautiful pipe. You know what? I was looking at the sandblasted ones, and stupid me, I didn't jump on it the minute it was on, and I missed my opportunity. I'm hoping they're going to put out some more sometime soon.
David, talking about hipsters, look at Patrick's shirt. Come on. That's awesome.
Well, hey, it's summertime. Got to be in the Hawaiian mode.
Patrick's got a closet full of those. Not crumbing on you either, brother, because I used to live in Hawaii. That was all I had. It was either that or nothing, right? So those are great shirts. Just ask Tom Selleck.
Or those blocks of ham that they put in a can. Yeah, it's all Hawaiian.
Yep. It had some last night, as a matter of fact. Yep. I used to live in Samoa, and in Samoa, you actually like use it for money. You know, you trade them. You say, you know, you go down and you want to buy a beautiful wooden bowl, or they made pipes. That'd be one of the kinds of things you could get there. And they go, oh, you know, that'll be 5 cans of Spam. And okay, here you go.
Those are shirts that I actually find that can actually be too big for me, which is unusual. So.
Because they have some big boys in Hawaii. Talk about David about surfing. You know, and I always talk about surfing. You'll walk down the street or you're on the beach in Hawaii, and some big Samoan or Hawaiian guy comes walking by. He's like 300 pounds, had this board under his arm, and he gets out on a wave, and he's like, this guy is like a ballet dancer. He's all of a sudden graceful and flexible, and you know, like all that. Just it's incredible what surfing can do for you. And so all those who are self-conscious about COVID-20 that we're putting on, just tell them you're a surfer.
I agree. And they normally used to ride longboards all the time.
Yep. I'm a longboarder too. Yeriki is here. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I'm late.
Well,
no visitor.
Is it getting? See, now you're in the north, so it's heading towards fall for you. How's the weather?
Yeah. Rainy. About 60 degrees. Nights are getting cold. About maybe 50 or something. But we are heading to fall.
Good to see you.
Oh, Lord.
There we go. Super. While we're sort of hitting the halfway mark here, anybody planning on staying late today after the end of the typical 2-hour meeting schedule? By the way, for those of you who are going to watch this in the future or watching over there on YouTube right now, whatever, these meetings are deliberately unstructured and not really formal in any way, shape, or form. I typically, keep the room open for 2 hours because I figured get a good conversation going and sit and really connect with each other, and then like not get anybody in trouble for being away too long and shoot everybody out. But over the last couple of weeks, we had these great suggestions that maybe some people would like to hang out more and go a little bit longer than the 2 hours, or whatever. And I'm like, that's perfectly fine with me. I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm going to have to go check on the kids, but I would keep the room open so that anybody who wants to stay can stay and hang out and chat. So I'm just curious if anybody's planning on staying today, and I'll just make plans to make sure the room stays open.
Can do that.
You're gonna hang out a bit?
It normally starts at 7, right?
So it normally starts at 7, yeah.
So now it would normally be about over.
So then we've got about another hour that I typically keep it going. And, but, for those of you over there in Europe, if you've got insomnia, you don't have to go to bed. You don't have to leave. So I'm just checking. It's not a big deal at all. It doesn't take anything to keep it going. I just wanted to touch base with everybody. Why not? And also to remind everyone that this is an option. Everybody's got different time schedules and may want to take advantage of an afternoon where it's like, you know what, I don't want to go back inside. I want to hang out here, and so I'm going to leave it open. So anyway, that's enough about that. Also, next weekend we have the man himself, the bones maker, will be here, Chris Morgan, and to talk about making bones and all the other stuff that he makes, and chat with him about that. So tell a friend and bring it on in there. As always, it's an opportunity to ask questions of some of these fabulous artists and whatnot. So bring your questions, stuff that you always wanted to ask him. I bought 2 bones you know, when I knew he was coming, and I've been smoking the heck out of one of them. And then the other one I'm saving. I haven't even broken it in yet. I'm gonna put it in next weekend. That's all my announcement.
I got two from him as well. I bought one of the bones and also a blackjack Rhodesian, which is a nice smoker.
Nice. Oh, that's right. You showed us that one. That's another beautiful pipe there, Patrick.
And while I'm here, I also am smoking Peterson's 3P in my Peterson. Make it in.
Nice. Well, Patrick, I apologize. We had thrown out there an invitation to share stories about smoking on holidays. You know, Christmas, Labor Day, 4th of July, whatever. Does it have, I guess the inner question here, does it have any special meaning for anybody? Like, is it different than just like, it's a Saturday, that's the only excuse I need?
Agreed.
Well, right now I've been on my longest vacation ever since March. So like every day is vacation for me. But also sometimes for special occasions, I smoke something special. Usually for Christmas, I smoke like one of McClellan Christmas cheers. Also, I like to smoke Christmas cheers on Night of Yalda, which is like Persian Zoroastrian holiday, the shortest day of the year, December 21st, and on Nowruz, which is Persian New Year, March 21st.
Did you pick out the tobacco that you are going to smoke on those special days ahead of time? Like, okay, I'm really saving. Like I've got a tin of Christmas cheer. I'm saving, of course, for Christmas.
Yeah, I have quite few tins of Christmas cheers from different years, and usually I open one which is like 20 years old or so.
I used to do it with some beer because I only had one tin at the time. So it was for Christmas, birthdays, and that's it. Now I can open it more often.
Yeah, and on my birthday, I usually smoke my favorite cigar, which is Manuel Quesada 70. That's cigar Manuel Quesada blended himself for his 70th birthday, which was 3 years ago. First time I smoked it on my birthday. Well, Manuel's birthday and my birthday are only 4 days apart. So first time I smoked it the year it was released, and it happened to be on my birthday. And since then I smoke it on my birthday every year.
David, February 20th, that's the main holiday for pipe smokers.
Oh yeah, IPSD.
Yeah, International Pipe
International
Smoking
Pipe Smoking
Day.
Day.
Yeah, New York Pipe Club always has special events for that. Usually it's not on actual February 20th. We do it on Saturday closest to February 20th because more people can attend. And like years ago, we did it a few times at Nat Sherman, and last like, I think 4 years, we did it at Berkeley Rex. Yeah.
So I have a tin of Morton Cellar. What holiday should I open that to enjoy it?
I think it's a good tobacco for Christmas. It's delicious, pretty mild English, and it doesn't have any topping. Instead, they put a piece of bourbon barrel in each tin, and the tobacco just absorbs aroma, the flavor from the wood, from that piece of bourbon cask.
So here's the question that goes along with that, Dimitri. So if he's got what beverage to pair that with?
That actually will go very well with bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Even though flavors are similar, they will complement each other. They will just enhance each other's flavors. You can also pair it with a scotch. I wouldn't suggest anything like Isla, nothing like Lagavulin or Arberg. That will be too powerful. It will overpower the bourbon flavor of the tobacco, but something milder like Highland or Speyside scotches will go well with that. Or in summertime, in hot weather, it will go very well with rum, but nothing too sweet, nothing like Zacapa or Zaya, but something maybe like Flor de Caña or Barceló, especially Barceló Imperial.
Hey, Dimitri, how about a Jamaican overproof rum? Would that work?
Well, it might be too strong, but however, it might work in one way. Just because of high alcohol content, it cleans your palate very well. So, like after one little sip of that rum, it will wash away all the oils and all the flavors you get from tobacco. So each puff will taste like totally fresh one.
Awesome. Thank you.
I've got a tin of Frog Morton too, and I'm going to save it for Christmas as well. So
September 22nd is Bilbo's birthday.
Yeah, I'm smoking Frog Morton right now. That's the original classic Frog Morton.
Is it?
Yeah, that.
Or is it?
I'm sorry.
11th?
September 22nd.
September 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Bilbo's birthday or Frodo's birthday.
Yeah.
So you could break out your hobbit weed or your sweet galinas and or your
we should
hobbit pipe or whatever.
John David back again. Although, if you remember when he was here, because he made up all those different Tolkien-inspired blends, he seemed pretty definite that he was over it.
Yeah.
He's not the only one that has made Hobbit blends, but I've still got some in there. That's a good reminder that that's coming. I'm gonna have to break out my. Actually, you know what I don't have? Maybe some of you guys also like this. I don't have a Church Warden Cobb, which would
well,
seem.
Missouri Meerschaum, they do have, it's like from Hobbit series.
Yeah.
They have those Church Warden Cubs. I don't have any, but yes, they make it, and I believe they're still available.
That's the only one I got.
Lowell, is that?
That's a Bones.
Well, that's a bone.
I'm gonna go get mine real quick.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. I love that stem on that. What is that?
Yeah.
Is that a acrylic or is that?
Yeah, acrylic stem.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Like Dimitri was saying, I have this one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's MacArthur. Yes, it's not really Church Warden, but it's Bent MacArthur. Yeah, great pipe.
Well, the stem is kind of long.
Yeah. But
If you compare with a normal one, it's kind of long.
Yeah, well, you can consider Church Warden, but that's like a very classic MacArthur shape. Yeah. But they have like true Church Wardens as well from the Hobbit series.
I think it would be now I'm inspired, based on Bud's reminder of that. Be the first year that I'm ready to do that. So I think I'll have to go ahead and order one. And then that weekend we have Brian Levine coming back to talk about Disney pipes, which if you really stretch your imagination, I suppose makes it. Right?
Are those briar or plastic?
They're briar. They used to have a smoke shop right in Disneyland.
That's what Brian, he's got all of this nostalgia from all of the pipe shops and tobacco shops rather in Disneyland. So he's got ashtrays and humidors and packs of matches and whatnot.
Oh yeah, he's a big Disney collector.
Yeah. So he's going
Yeah, I
to.
remember actually a few years ago there was article about Disney pipes in Pipes and Tobaccos magazines, and they had picture. Actually, the Mickey Mouse ears on the pipe,
Yeah.
stamped on the pipe.
He said, we'll have to ask him about this, but he's made the comment that he made a huge mistake in talking about it, because once he let it be known that he was a collector, the prices went up like 200%. And so now he priced himself out of the. Oh, that's a hazard, I suppose. We'll have to start telling. No,
Talking about church wardens.
Anybody got one of these?
Very nice.
The candle.
That's a big one. That's like half
I
of the
smoke the
tin
candle.
in one bowl.
Yeah,
I
you
got a buddy of mine.
That's for soup there, Lowell. That's not smoke.
That's a big one, but it's unsmoked.
There's a candle.
Is that the
inside.
wizard? Is that the wizard?
Could be, yeah, could be. I have no clue, but it's unsmoked. It's very.
Yeah, I think
deep.
it's a wizard. Yeah, that's a wizard pipe.
Yeah, I think I might have
I
to.
cob it here, but I don't smoke it that much. But
Yeah, I think I like the wizard. You know, it's just all about having fun with it, right? But I think that's on my
Those big corn cobs are pretty nice smokers, though.
Oh yeah,
The MacArthur, it's a great smoke.
I got about 12 cobs. Most of mine have custom stems on it from my buddy. He makes custom stems, and that's it. I never liked cobs before, and once he started putting stems on them, now I got about a dozen of them.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'll run into my house and bring my largest corn cob. I'll show it to you. I'll be back in a minute.
So Lowell, how long do you keep a cob?
Well, I've got a dozen of them, and I've had a couple of them for a few years. They smoke forever if you take care of them just like you do briar.
I got some of them over 20 years and never broke or burnt any of them.
I smoke my cobs now more than my briars. I don't know why, but they smoke just as good as a briar, and with the good stems on them, that makes all the difference in the world.
I decided to take my cob with me. I took a 2-day break and went off to sort of personal retreat away from the kids and whatnot. I took my cob with me, and it was, I think, the best travel pipe experience. I've been other places, I've taken some of my different pipes with me, but I always worry, it's like, oh, am I going to screw this up somehow? I'll probably drop it on the plane. The cob was perfect, and it does smoke perfectly. But I was just curious because it's like there's something suggested about a cob that it's, replaceable. It's going to burn out, and it's not very expensive to have them. So they're sort of like, something that you rotate around. You'll get a new one in a year or so, something like that. So I was curious about how long do your cobs last? 20 years, David says.
I think the whole thing about them being replaceable was because, farmers were the main ones that used to smoke cobs, and they would smoke that all day, all the time. So they would burn through. They make another one, and it was cheap because it was just a corn cob. I think the notion of them being replaceable comes from that. But now, like, I have a General and I have a Country Gentleman. The wood inside of it, the hardwood, it hasn't even started to char at all. And I've smoked them maybe 10 or 12 times already each. And I'm pretty sure they're going to last me for a very long time. So
Rethink my entire orientation to it. Lowell, what is that printed on there?
It's my corn combination pipe of the year 2 years ago or last year, and that's my stainless blue Stanley Cup champion.
As a Bruins fan, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
I had Candace Sprinkle custom painted for me in the blue colors, red or blue and yellow. I only smoke that one when I'm watching hockey. And this is one from Tina Campbell with my blues colors on it.
Very nice.
Got like a sparkly band on it. Nice lucite stem. And then these two, this is the,
Was the knot on that aluminum, like an ionized aluminum kind of deal?
yeah, I think, I'm not sure. She uses all kinds of different stuff.
That looked pretty cool.
This is Missouri Meerschaum's 150th anniversary cob that they made. And then my friend John Bunyan put a custom lucite stem on it for me. I smoked that one a lot. It's quite nice. And this is another one my friend John did for me. He just took a basic Missouri Meerschaum cob and then put his own custom stem on it.
That is a beautiful stem.
Awesome.
He puts
Yeah,
hours,
I have
4 hours on it. He cuts it from scratch. Yeah, he starts, he's a machinist and a engineer by trade. So he's a perfectionist, so he does everything perfection. But this is a really nice one too. That's a few of my cobs, but I've never had any of them burn out. Some guys, they say when they burn out, they just make pipe mud out of ash.
I'm sorry, honey.
Fill the bottom of the pipe with the pipe mud, and then it's good as new. I've never had one do that to me. Maybe I don't smoke it down all the way, but never had any trouble with them.
Well, that's because you have 3,000 pipes, Lowell, and it takes you a while to go.
No, I only got a little over 100 at last count. And this year will be my 50th year of smoking a pipe, so that's not bad. 2 pipes.
Well, I call that restraint, actually.
Got my first pipe on my 17th birthday, and I'll be 67 in December. So it'll be 50 years. I got special
Yes,
pipe.
I have some corn cob. Yeah, I have corn cob pipes which are older than I am, and I'm 54. And this is the largest one of my corn cobs. Can you see it?
Something happened to your camera there. Oh, there we go. Oh, Lord have mercy.
There, we're working.
And this one, H&B Irwin S. Cobb. That's a huge pipe, and it smokes like heaven. I don't know exactly how old it is, but I assume it's maybe like 1970s or 1960s. And right now I'm smoking another Irwin S. Cobb H&B pipe with a square shank. And earlier I was smoking this one, beautiful small bushers. The stem is also original.
They were one of the Missouri Meerschaum's the only one in business now, but it used to be them. And
besides
they were right across the street.
No, right now we also have Old Dominion. Old Dominion, it's new company. They've been in business for a few years, but now that's second company in the United States which makes corn cobs. And there is also a company in China that makes corn cobs, but those are garbage.
They're junk. I'd stay away from
They
them.
basically, yeah.
I'd stay away from anything.
Those basically.
Anything from China, I'd stay away from anyway. Try to.
They are just very, very poor quality pipes, very bad quality corn. They will go through after probably 1 or 2 smokes. So don't even bother buying them.
No, they're junk.
Dimitri, that long one could double as a fishing pole.
And that's one of my favorite pipes. Actually, it is my favorite corn cob and one of my favorite pipes overall.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey, David, there was a guy on YouTube who took a country gentleman and smoked it every day for a year, the same pipe. Had 511 bowls through it in a year's time.
Yeah.
And he took pictures of it before and pictures of it after. And of course, it's, darkened and everything else. But he said it smokes just like it did before. So that was a workhorse experiment right there. And show how durable they actually are.
Yeah, this one, it has stem about 16 inches long.
Wow.
Look at the stem on it. Isn't that cool?
That's
That's another one my custom made from my buddy John Bunyan.
How does that fit in your cabinet?
Oh, it fits. It fits in one of my racks. It's not that big. I've only got a couple that don't fit in either one or the other of my cabinets. I got them all in the living room, so I have to go.
Is that a forever stem that you got there?
Yeah, it's made by my friend John Bunyan. He does everything from scratch. He custom.
I was looking at Patrick Grant. He's got a Cobbies with a.
I've got this one here.
You just showed us.
Yeah, this one is the Cob of the Year pipe from Corncob Nation, and I replaced the stem with a forever stem from Vermont Freehand. Smokes pretty good. I also have the Leeds pipe of the year, which is a great pipe made by, I think, G.H. Billings made that one. And then I have another one from him that is a Great Dane spool that he modded. It's a great smoker.
I'm just trying to catch the colors from.
It's actually got a purple and a red on the shank, and then he matches the colors into the bowl as well.
Anybody got any Dagners? Has anybody got a Dagner in their collection?
I have a Dagner Cobb, but I like it. But the best thing I think about Cobb is I like giving them out as gifts. If I'm going fishing with friends or something who want to try out a pipe, and they're kind of disposable in that sense. So the cheaper versions, at least. And if I take them fishing, if they fall in the river, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Friends with the pipes.
I'm having some pirate cake now.
Ideally, the pipes.
Love
Plus
my
the corn
pirate.
cob probably floats.
Yeah, it probably would.
I've dropped more than I care to admit, unfortunately.
I've been pretty lucky. I've only dropped a couple, and they usually didn't break.
We're heading into the last 30 minutes of the regular portion of the meeting today. We're not leaving. Don't get it nervous. I'm not trying to shoo anybody out. I thought I do this sometimes because I know myself I'll forget if I don't just say something when I'm thinking about it. So many of you have been really awesome in making suggestions about the speakers that we could have here during our Virtual Pipe Club meetings. We've had some fantastic suggestions, and we've been really fortunate to have some great, people. We've had Per Jensen and Tom Eltang and many, many others. And I'm going to try to start collecting those again and make a concerted effort to beef up our fall schedule of speakers. And I want to extend the invitation. If you've sent me a suggestion, please do it again so that I have it right in front of me. If you haven't made a suggestion, but you'll be like, why, how come we don't have so-and-so on? He's awesome, or she's awesome. Send us that. There's been so many people. Oliver's been helping out. Bart's not here today, but Bart often, is right on top of that to help us out. So we'll get on there and we'll get some invitations going. So this is my invite to you. Throw your ideas into the ring so that we can maybe have a rep from Missouri Milsham. That could be a great idea. That'd be a great idea. With Corncob Nation, we could have them on and whatnot. That's exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
If you're going to do Corncob Nation, you should try to have Kaylee Snow, who's one of the admins.
Yes,
of Corncob
exactly.
Nation.
Would
Yeah, Kaylee Snow, known as Cob Queen.
Queen of Cob.
Yep, she's the Cob Queen.
Cob Queen. All right. So there it goes. Do me a favor. And you know what, we could put this that would be right there is just go over to the Facebook page, go over to the Facebook group page and just, throw a suggestion on there. Hey, Cob Queen, you need to have, or whatever else. And we'll get on it. Please only submit people who are still alive. just say.
It's easier that way.
Yeah.
But why?
I know. I'm being very controlling about that right now, but still.
Hey, if they show up, it's gonna be news.
That's true, right? It'll be the most famous pipe club meeting of the year.
Absolutely.
Right. I'd like to have the guy who wrote the Haunted Bookshop. Oh gosh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Anybody remember the author's name for Haunted Bookshop? Glenn Morrissey or something like that?
Christopher Morley.
Christopher Morley, yes. So there is another Christopher Morley who lives in the UK, who is a regular on many of the pipe groups on Facebook. We should just have him on just for the name alone. Just tell him,
Christopher Morley.
there we go.
Awesome.
You've got, that's like a big folio size copy.
Yeah.
Of the book.
It's online on eBay, no more than $5, I think. I tried to, on the picture, it was the small size. It looked like an old book. When I received this one, I was like, really? Really? I understand what it's about, $5. So you guys got the book online for about $5.
Definitely worth just like for having it for having sake, right?
Hey, Shep, are you ready elected? And a sign behind you?
Yes, my fallout shelter.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the history bit. I'm in the history business. That came up in the old historic courthouse, the old where they used to be in the basements. That's where the fallout shelters were.
Ah, okay.
Now you're sitting in front of a smoke shop, right?
To me?
Yes.
No, I'm on my back patio.
You're on your back patio. Do you have a
Yes.
sign that says smoke shop, right?
No,
right
I have a sign that says fallout shelter behind me.
Fallout shelter.
It's the official fallout shelter sign. It used to be posted everywhere during the nuclear days.
So everybody, in case of a nuclear attack, run to Shep's house. That's the message right there.
I thought it was appropriate to put up right now. So,
Hey, David, when you have Chris on next week, or when he's on, you should ask him about Missouri Meerschaum if there's a good person to talk to, because he's worked with them on his own pipes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he would be a good source. I think there's actually a guy, Paul Morgan, I think is at Missouri Meerschaum.
Phil Morgan.
He's still around. Or not. Phil Morgan. There you go.
I'll get a hold of him and
Morgan.
give him your info.
Would you? Lowell,
Yeah.
I'll
He's good friends, man.
I'll message you over there on Facebook. Just watch.
Okay.
People look out for that. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, they had their 150th anniversary last year. I missed it. I didn't make it there, but they had one of those fast smoking contests and all kinds of good stuff going on. I missed it.
I think because of 2020, we get to extend birthdays and anniversaries for another year. Like this year doesn't count. So
Okay.
just keep
Oh,
extending.
so I can stay 66 for another whole year then.
Absolutely.
That'll work. That'll work. I think I'm going to stay there anyway. That's a nice round number. Anybody, how old are you? 66? It just sounds good. 67, that sounds old.
Well, you can be 66 for as long as you want. You can be 16 only once, but
That's
66
right.
you can be for 20 years, for 30 years.
If I make it that long.
Well, you
used to
can do
think
it
that
like
was
all these
old.
people who cannot stand the number 13, and they're always 12 plus 1, or you can do
Yeah.
66 plus 1, 66 plus
12
2,
and a half.
and so on.
Are you 12? No, I'm 12 and a half. Then you get up to
69 is-
our age, you get up as old as me, you just drop the halves.
69 is not old.
No longer
66 is not old. I'm 69, so 66
Oh,
is not
okay.
old.
69, that's a great age right there.
No, you're
I think
63.
so.
I'm 63 and I feel like I've just entered, my prime. So I'm ready to stay
Exactly.
Exactly.
another 20 or 30 there.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell my kids all the time, it's like, you don't have to worry about dad passing away. So I've got too much work to do. to die.
Too much to do.
Yeah, too much to do left.
And you relax with a pipe. That'll help too.
I think that's the message, right?
I do. That's the message.
The
I think
key,
that's what everybody has to do nowadays. Just sit back and smoke a pipe and chill out.
that's my profession, right? For those of you who don't know, my day job, I work with the Veterans Administration, but what we do is we teach Tai Chi teachers to teach Tai Chi to veterans. So this is the key: Tai Chi and a pipe.
Yep.
Forever.
There you go.
Do you have any client with a good like pipe collection that maybe you can inherit in a couple of years?
I'll put the word out on the DL just in case. Actually, you guys had seen a couple of months ago, I got a whole bunch of I got some Kamoys, I got some, all those clays, the first set of clays from an auction. And I went on to an online auction and nobody really bid me up. So I got all this stuff for like $25. It was one of those things like people didn't really understand the value of the collection that this unfortunate fellow who passed away had. And they just put it up on the auction site and everybody else is buying, furniture and rugs and art objects. And so I just got all their tobacco stuff.
Wow.
I will put up the auction site on the Facebook page because they have an auction every weekend. Not all of them have Tobacciana, but frequently they do. So I'll go and check it out.
All right.
Sounds good.
Better than eBay.
I need 100 pipe cabinet, and I'll be happy. And I can have them all in one place.
Tim Hunter. Tim, are you the one who has the big pipe cabinet with the penguins in it?
What did you say with the penguins?
Yes.
No, that's not me. I have a pipe cabinet, but not with penguins in it.
I forget who it was.
That's mine.
He's a Bruin, not a Pittsburgh penguin.
No, I'm not. What, Pittsburgh Penguins?
No, it's a Linux mascot.
Oh no, not me.
Mascot is a penguin, and I saw it in the.
It's mine.
Tim Hummer, yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, I've got a little toy of Tux, the Linux penguin, sitting on top of one of my pipe racks.
But the reason why I came up is like he's got this 6 foot high cabinet, beautiful cabinet that I don't know how many pipes could you fit in there.
I don't know. I still need to get it all arranged. I'm not sure that I have it in the place in the house where it's going to be permanently, so I haven't loaded it up yet because that's going to be a move.
Is that an official pipe cabinet or just a cabinet that you're going to make into a pipe holder? Oh, I think you're muted, Tim.
No, it's just a curio cabinet.
Oh, okay.
It's got a mirrored back on the inside and glass shelves, and it's lighted, so it's very nice for pipes.
That's what I got to come across. I got to start antiquing and find me a big cabinet. Because I got them spread all. I moved them all in the living room. Now I got them spread out all over. I got 224 cabinets, and then I got about 4 or 5 that hold 6 or 8. So I got them on every table in the living room. Got them all spread out. Got all my cobs together. Got all my bones pipes together. Got all my Ardors and Ronaldos together. Got my Jacopos together. And then I got my rack with all my new pipes that I haven't broke in yet. I got about 8 of them. I like to get them all in one spot.
I was trying to, let's see if I can do this. There's my my cabinet there.
Yeah, that's what I want. I got
Nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
But I don't know if I could fit 100 in there.
Nice.
Might
Do
be
you
able
leave those ones with the doors open or do you close them?
I usually close them. Like here's the thing. I'm the only one who this is my office studio that I work in. and I'm the only one here, so it really doesn't matter. But there's something OCD about me that at the end of the evening, I always close it up. And
The reason said is because some people say that if you close those with the pipes inside, they don't breathe. The briar doesn't breathe after smoking some, and they can end up cracking. That's what I was asking.
it's interesting. So I won't put it back in the rack after I smoke it. I usually let it sit out for a day, and then clean it, and then I'll put them back. Not like I'm smart or anything at all. I just have,
That probably
Usually,
works. Give 'em a
usually
good
those pipe cabinets, they're not or normally airtight.
yeah, this one is airtight at all.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about cutting down on the airflow is that, or closing those pipes and keeping it away from the open door, is that sunlight can contribute to the oxidation on your pipe stems if you have the old vulcanite pipe stems. Yeah, so I try to keep them in the dark. Much
Yeah,
like it keeps me, you know.
Yeah, the sun can also bleach the color of the pipe. I saw it like in Paredes in Boston. They have a really nice old store, and they have this big window display in the front. And I've seen some pipes that are been sitting in the front for a long time, and the sun just coming in just can bleach the stain on the pipe. So I think a good idea is to keep your pipes out of the sun for all those reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this was that thing that Dimitri inspired me about after talking about the chemical composition of vulcanite. I went and started to look up on a number of different chemistry websites or whatever about, and some of the industrial websites of companies that make vulcanite and whatnot, about what contributes to the breakdown of vulcanite, contributes to the composition of it. And UV radiation as much as anything else. So
yes, well, basically it's either UV radiation by itself, it creates free radicals in the vulcanite itself, or if it's exposed to like a lot of oxygen, especially when oxygen affected by UV radiation, it breaks down into free radicals. Or like if you have a high ozone concentration, it breaks down into free radicals, and they will start chain reaction in the vulcanite. Or like any unstable compounds like chlorine, oxygen, ozone, all of those.
the human body. Unstable compound affected by free radicals.
Totally.
That's your science lesson for the days, boys and girls.
For the day, exactly.
That's it. Free radicals.
This again ties into my earlier message. The key to long life is to keep yourself in the dark smoking a pipe.
That's right. And a cold drink.
Great, there you go.
That too.
Well,
do you make pipes too, Tim Heineck?
I do, yes.
I thought I recognized your name.
Oh,
I don't think we've ever met, but I've seen your pipes around there. They're beautiful.
oh, thank you so much. Where did you see them?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm one of the original founders of the St. Louis Pipe Club.
Oh, okay.
I've been around for years.
I was there this February.
I had a friend named Jim Heineck, and when I first saw your name, I thought it was him, and I went, no, it's not him.
My brother is Jim.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's not the Jim I know because he's no longer with us, but they're from the St. Louis area.
Jim Heineck, Jim, do you have any of your pipes with you that you could show?
You mean right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can drag out a few. You guys keep talking. Let me drag out a few.
Ah. The man is hiding his light under a bushel there.
Here's one of my favorites. If anybody's ever heard of Ron Smith? Rand's pipes.
All right.
He makes some really nice, reasonably reasonably priced pipes.
The sandblasted there. Am I getting
It's
that?
kind of I don't know. It's a rough finish. I forget what he calls the finish. It's starting to darken. It was real light when I got it. It's a real nice smoker. Where's that other one? I had another one here somewhere. Oh, here's another one of his. He gifted me this in St. Louis this year. Now I got 3 of his.
That's a beautiful, big, nice chimney on that.
Very reasonably priced, and he does really nice work. So I got 3 of his now.
Today we don't have Todd and Peter in the meeting today. I'm certain that they're off with their families and enjoying the long holiday. Last weekend we were talking about using Zoom. They're both teachers, and so they're using Zoom now to teach distance learning classes and whatnot. I love Zoom. I'm on Zoom all the time. My business runs on Zoom, but there's certain things that Zoom cannot replace, and I'm really mourning the loss of the opportunity to get together with you guys at these shows. You know, I'm not going to any shows until they got a vaccine to keep my family safe. But I want to go. I want to hook up with you guys, Lowell. I want to come and see you at the pipe show. And
yeah, I'm hoping we're still on for February. I'm going to the meeting this month. I want to drive up to St. Louis for the meeting. And
Are you guys going to be in the same
yes.
chapel or
yes.
like last year or like this year? Sorry.
Yeah, it's a Masonic Lodge in Webster Groves, Missouri. Second Saturday in February.
I was here this year, and what I love about it, you can smoke inside.
Yep, you can smoke all over. You can go upstairs and smoke. They got a lounge up there, and we're just going to see how the rules go, and we're going to get together and talk about it. If I make the meeting, I don't know. I just spent $600 to get my tree cut up in the backyard. It crashed through my fence. We had a big storm up here, and I just got done paying for that, so I don't know if I'll be going to St. Louis or not. Might just have to do a Zoom with them. But we're still planning on it. We'll be the first one that's going to have one, hopefully, if things go right, if we can work things out.
Yeah. I'm so happy I went this year just because today or this weekend will be the Milltown weekend, and we are here. It's like, damn, they just cancel it.
Yeah. I think Fort Worth is still on. I might go to Fort Worth because it's only about 6 hours for me. But I'm still seeing if they're going to have theirs or not. Vegas is too far for me, but I might do Fort Worth if they decide to have it.
Are you talking about the Texas Pipe Club?
Yeah.
I think they've canceled it already.
Did they cancel it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was scheduled to go. We were going to have it at the that new Cigars International humidor and cigar place they just built. They just opened it, but I think it got canceled.
Okay. Where do you live, Shep?
Austin.
Austin. Okay, I got relatives in Austin.
Yeah.
My 2 cousins live in Austin, and my my wife's niece lives in Austin. So I plan on coming to Austin too when all this blows over to visit my cousins because I haven't seen them.
Well, you look me up when you do. I'd be glad to connect with you.
Yeah, I haven't seen them for about 50 years, so we've been chatting on Facebook. So I might make a trip down to Austin. That's not too far from me. I'm in Batesville, Arkansas right now.
Okay.
So it's not a real long trip.
Tim Heineck, I see you drag some back in there. What can you can show us some cool things there?
There we go. Beautiful.
Oh, that is
beautiful
a kind of specification I
All
love.
right. How do I see them? Let's see.
Shep, are you on a phone or a tablet?
I'm on a tablet, and yeah, most of the time he's not speaking, so his picture doesn't show up.
You can here, I'll do this. I'm going to spotlight him. Okay.
Oh yeah, got him. Thank you. Oh yeah, beautiful.
That's nice.
Gorgeous. Beautiful. Ooh, nice.
Oh, pretty.
I really like that one.
Oh, beautiful volcano.
Yeah, that's a big one. So here's another version of a volcano. This is kind of, I don't know what you'd call that, but that's just like a big, gigantic kind of volcano there. And it's like, I really do like a lot of the Danish shapes. And so I try to, I like to do a lot of those like that.
I love
beautiful.
That's like a stand.
Nice.
Well, thank you very. I've got a bunch more, but I know we're close to being out of time. But it's a lot of fun to make them. It's a lot of work, as you might imagine. I mean, it just like the stem alone is I admit 2 to 3 hours or maybe more.
My friend John, he customizes the stems for my cobs, and he's trying to get a little business going with Missouri Meerschaum, but he hasn't. But he works 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours on a stem.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Stems. I buy pipes. I look at the stem before I look at the pipe sometimes. Like this corn cob, that stem really knocks me out.
That is a nice stem. For a lot of my stems, I like to use pen blanks because they come in every color in the world, and they make a really nice stem. Like this one, like right here. This is like a pen blank I got from Woodcraft, and I mean, you can certainly, and I think nowadays with all the really neat vulcanites that you can, if you go to like Steve Norris's website, he's got a ton of the ebonite, and it comes in these absolutely beautiful Cumberland type shades. And I just bought a rod from him. I bought some wood from him lately. I bought a rod, and I bought this really beautiful tan and black ebonite, which I'm really looking forward to, working with that, because I and the thing is, I think you can buy them in different diameters. And some guys I noticed, like, they'll buy like a really big, thick piece of ebonite, and the part that goes into the shank is going to be really big, and the stem is a lot smaller. And they just do a really nice work with it. And I just love the swirls in it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I wish they would, I wish they would last a little bit, last as long as acrylic, but I think they're awfully pretty to look at.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for looking, guys. Thanks for asking.
Well, Tim, where can we see more of your work? Do you have a page on Facebook, or do you have a website?
No, I don't have either of those things. I suppose I could, if someone wants to take a look at them, I'd be happy to send somebody some pictures, but.
I happen to know of a Facebook group page that has a new thing called Trading Post.
Yeah. I was going to suggest that.
I'm a little bit slow to catch on, so thanks for reminding me.
I think that this is a perfect utilization for that. Oliver, that's great timing. Yeah.
I got another suggestion for you and Oliver. Can we get Tim starting one from scratch one day and showing us the whole process, maybe a 4-hour meeting?
You mean like, you mean me down in my basement making one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys, you know what? I tell you what, you guys might be a little bored with that because it's a little slow and tedious.
No worries, we'll have a conversation while you're making.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need to send you a care package, maybe with a bottle of bourbon or something.
Yeah.
And
that'll work.
Scotch, or bourbon. I got to tell you guys my one pipe making horror story. So a guy from my club asked me to make a Rhodesian. He wants a smooth, and that's always a little more challenging because you got to pray to God, the wood is going to be clean. Because like 85% of what I make gets rusticated. So I'm making the pipe, and it's lo and behold, the pipe, the briar gods are really with me. It's a really nice looking piece of wood, and I'm going through and right till the end. The thing is going to be a smooth, right? So I got the thing all basically done, polished. I'm putting the wax on it, right? And underneath my buffing wheel, I have this tube that leads into my dust machine, right? And I didn't have a cover over the tube, like a little grate over it. And I was literally waxing it. The final step was going to be putting the stamp on, and the thing slipped out of my hand and it went down the chute. And it was to this brand new dust collector I had, which has a mechanism in it that breaks up any particles that go in there. And it totally destroyed the Rhodesian, right? So I opened the dust collector and I looked at it, and this thing was just completely destroyed. So I sat there for like 45 minutes and I didn't know what to do. I was trying to cry, but I couldn't. And I just said, you know what, dude? You just got to stop for today and go upstairs and just write the day off. And then, you know, the next week or whatever, I went down and I remade the pipe. Luckily I found, you know, I got another piece where it was going to be a smooth. It wasn't quite as nice as the first one, but it was done. And that's my horror story. And from that point, I learned, I put a little piece of mesh over that so nothing can go down. So that's my pipe making horror story.
Hey, be positive. At least you can use it as a mulch next year.
Yeah, there you go. Always got to look at the positive side.
Well, I think, David, I think that's a great idea. I'd love to see that. Tim, I'd love to see some of your, because I'm already like going to message you about the availability of one of those pieces there.
There's a nice page on pipedia.org with Tim's description and several pictures of his pipes.
Awesome.
Pipedia.org.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna pull that out and post it. This is wonderful.
We're going to see his pipes on our website, so that's all that matters.
That's awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
All right, so we're at that time. Let me just ask. By the way, folks over there on YouTube, you're gonna have to go back to your families because I'm gonna stop the stream to YouTube. But the group here does not have to leave. If you want to hang out some more, chat a little bit. Does anybody know that they're going to stick around for a little bit?
I'll stick around.
Okay. So Oliver, are you sticking around or are you taking off?
I have to go. I have to go.
All right. So David, would you take charge of being the co-host? Okay. So I'm going to pass over.
If you give it to me and whenever it ends, I can switch it off.
All you got to do is close the door. And so you should
close the door and turn the light out.
That should allow me to take a break.
David, you saw I put the post out there about the West Coast Pipe Show.
I saw that.
That's from the website. That's not from me. But
I see that. I'm
basically talking about it may not happen. That's what it looks like.
I don't
take it easy, guys.
Yeah.
Right, guys. I'll see you next week.
Hey,
Thank you again.
Great show, everybody.
Great meeting, you guys.
Bye. Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you, Tim.
Yes.
Hey, gentlemen, happy Labor Day weekend. And even for those of you living, Ian and the rest in the UK, Yerki, we extend the same best wishes to you for a wonderful weekend. And stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. See y'all next week.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you next week, everybody.
Next week. Okay. Don't judge. I'm not as good host as David.
It'll be fine.
So for the ones that didn't say how you guys started smoking, how did you do it? Or when did you start it? Oh, Dave or Glenn or Boris?
Well, I started back in 90s. Then I was about 20 years without smoking at all. But in 90s, I smoked maybe 5 years or something like that.